Frank.
I think we need a disposable.
Alright guys, we are here with my nephew Frank. He has come to visit us from the People's Republic of China? No, Massachusetts, sorry. He's one of the good people from Mass. So, here's the deal. I have taken Frank out youth hunting for deer 2 or 3 years in a row, and we haven't got anything. We've seen a few does here and there running away, but we haven't got anything. And I decided that the thing to do was to get him up here and turkey hunt. So he was up for the weekend. Yesterday we had a pretty close call with a big bird, but we didn't get it. Felt like we were kind of dejected. It kind of got rainy and crappy out, and the turkey kind of made a fool of us. But this morning, after last night, Diane and I rode around and located some birds. We located this guy. He roosted here in a field just across the way here, in a tree, and we got set up this morning, and as you can see, something happened. Frank, what were you thinking when that bird flew down? I mean, were you worried he was running away?
Yeah, because it looked like he was just going to leave.
Yeah, so what had happened was the bird was limb hanging, and he stayed up there long after it was light out and kept gobbling and strutting on branch. Frank couldn't see him, but I could see him where I was sitting. I could watch him, and he was strutting on the branch and gobbling. And there were a lot of turkeys around us in the distance, but all of a sudden we had a good one gobbling at the bottom of the hill, working up. That finally, when that other big one got up the field a ways, the one on the limb saw him and flew down. But what happened was, I had told Frank that one was going to fly down because he could see the decoys, and he was going to swing up to the decoys. Well, he flew down and started walking across the field, and I was thinking, oh crap. Once again, you get a bird roosted, and they always fly down and walk away from you. He got to the edge of the field, and the other bird popped in. And as soon as that other bird popped in, they started to come up. So once they started turning around and coming up, were your heart going? Were you getting excited?
A little, yeah.
Yeah? I could hear you breathing.
Yeah.
It sounded like you were a little excited. So tell them what happened. Once they started coming up the field, what were you thinking? What was going on?
So I was kind of waiting for them to get to that opening spot.
Right.
And once I got there, I wasn't sure if that was the right distance.
Oh yeah.
So I was just
yeah, because I said shoot. Go ahead, you shoot.
Yeah.
He shot across. It was about 40 yards where the bird was, and the shotgun that we have is good for. I could stretch it to 50 with the shot that we have. So we're not using TSS or anything like that. I'm not spending $80 on TSS. It's ridiculous. Lead's been killing birds for 100 years. We don't need to switch it out. And it's a lot more fun to get the bird closer. So where were you aiming on the bird when you shot? Do you know right where the feathers?
Around there.
That's where he was aiming, and that's where he hit. So the shotgun's on, and Frank's a really good shot anyways. So he hit the bird here with it. He did a good job. First bird ever. And not only is it a first bird, it's a bird that's probably between 22 and 23 pounds, and it's banded. So we've got a New Hampshire Fish and Game banded bird that's like 23 pounds. It's an older bird. He's probably somewhere around 6 years old. He's got spurs. They're probably about an inch long, but they're all worn out. You can see they're all broken and stuff. He's been strutting a lot. Beautiful bird. Good shooting on Frank's part. And I don't know what else to say except for you finally did it. So does it feel you got a relief off your shoulders now that you finally dropped the hammer on something?
Yes.
Yeah. It feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you hit him and he dropped, what were you thinking? It was like, holy crap, I did it.
I mean, that and did I hit him right? Because I wasn't sure if he was supposed to be flailing.
Yeah, they hit the ground, and when he hit him, he dropped like a rock and didn't move for a second. Then he started flopping, which he hit him in the neck. So
bird.
He was a dead bird anyways, but yeah, they flop. Like if you cut their heads off, if you have turkeys or chickens, you cut their heads off and they'll flop around. But he was a dead man walking after you hit him. And then of course me, I have to admit, I was using one of my really close range shotguns, and I took a shot at a bird that was 40 yards, which normally I can hit, but as I shot, the bird dropped his head and was heading away, and I shot right over him, and he flew off and went over in the other field. So
I also got startled by me.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was kind of spooked. I was surprised that the bird stuck around as long as he did after Frank shot. So
it's like a good 5 seconds.
Because after you shot, I was like, I was talking and stuff, and that bird's standing there. So I said, okay. So I went to take the shot.
May as well.
But we went and checked. We didn't hit him. He's up there, and we actually saw him cutting up the field across the way here. We could see him, and he was gobbling back at us. I'd call, and he'd gobble. We had 3 other ones come in, and they were not going to commit. They were gobbling and then following the other birds up the hill. So we decided to pull out. I've got to go to work today, so this was awesome. We have time now to butcher the bird out, get Frank's fan and everything set to go, and we'll get him all squared away. So congratulations. I appreciate it coming up and shooting one of the birds. So all right, guys, that's our turkey hunt. Hopefully we got the footage on there to show. Diane doesn't know because she was in a weird position so the birds would see us.
I was laying on the ground.
Yeah, she was laid out. She looked like she was Bathsheba or Cleopatra. Just laid right out getting fed grapes out there. So, and I kept telling her to get behind the tree, but at that point she really couldn't move. The birds were right there. So anyways, Frank's first bird, big trophy bird. I like it when we can do that. Would have been happy with a Jake, but this is what we ended up with. Jeez, isn't that a bummer? We ended up with a 23-pound bird with a tag on it. That's something. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.